so we're going to do some housekeeping notes really quick. We have a new host code as of today. So here's the host code. Don't forget, if you're thinking about becoming a demonstrator, I'd love to have you join my team. I'd actually love to have a phone chat with you. I've had a couple this weekend. I feel like talking over the phone, whether you want to be a hobby demonstrator or a business demonstrator, that phone conversation is so important. In fact, a lot of my ladies that have joined my team called me first. That way we can see if we're compatible. So yes, we've got a couple more weeks in February. And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's it as far as housekeeping notes. So we are using Springtime Joy. And yeah, it's time to go straight from Valentine's Day to Easter. And when I was looking at paper to use with this stamp set, I was like, well, the Oh So Ombre paper is really fabulous. That's in the Celebration catalog. So this is a free pack of paper with every $50 order. I am kind of stockpiling it a little bit. So this would have been a good choice, but I'm using this for my Hey Birthday Chick event on Saturday for the bingo event. So I thought, well, I don't want to use too much of this and burn everybody out. So I looked at using the ice cream corner. Parts of this suite is on back order right now. So I'm like, I don't want to use that. Although these patterns here would all work really well with this set, I think. So I decided to go with Well Suited. I know you're looking at it like, how in the world did you go there? This piece of paper right here, I like it. So y'all have to tell me what you think when we're done, okay? So I'm going to get my chart. These are my paper charts. They're free over on my website. I swear I use them every single time I create a project. Okay. Not that I had to swear, but anyway. Our supplies are simple. It looks like we're not making much of anything, but we are. So we're using the thick basic white cardstock. I love, love, love that we have thick and then regular. And this piece measures, what does it measure? 6 by 7. And then I have a piece of the regular basic white, just for stamping and die cutting. And then our Well Suited Designer Series paper measures 1 7/8 by 3 3/8 and 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. So we're going to start with stamping. I'm in a very talkative mood. It's because I finally, after a week, kind of feel, today's the first day I've actually felt normal. That's a scary thing to say, isn't it? First time in a week. Okay. Isn't she so cute? I love it. Okay, now, this greeting right here is a big old greeting, but the project that we're making is super small, just to hold a little teeny tiny treat. So we're gonna just cover up everything but the word Easter. If you don't want to do that, you could always use just welcome or welcome spring. But I'm going to get my little Post-it note here. Did I show y'all my Post-it note holder? Isn't it the cutest thing? I just love it so much. It just sits right here and she looks at me. Okay. I'm not even using that one though, but talk about a lane swerve. Okay, so I'm covering up that part. And then this part. Remove the Post-it notes. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to cut out Easter with my classic label punch. And then we are using one die, the stitch shapes. Sorry. As soon as I get done making the project, I'll look at all of y'all's questions. Yes, this could be used for a baby card as well. Okay, so I'm using the mini cut and emboss. So a 1 and a 2. Wait, this 2. After I made this project, I was thinking of a change for it, but I didn't have time to make it. Okay, put my die back in the sleeve. Now we're going to do a little bit of coloring. Not a lot though, just a little. Okay, so I'm going to use Pool Party for the flowers. You use whatever color is your favorite. And then I'm going to use, what is this? Light Old Olive for the leaves on the flowers. I'm going to color her cheeks with the light Flirty Flamingo. And then I'm going to color a little bit of the light Smoky Slate. You could use light gray granite or the Smoky Slate. She's basically a white bunny with a little bit of shading on her. Although you can make her purple if you wanted to. Okay, now we're going to take our scissors. Actually, I'm going to take my paper snips. This is perfect for the Easter greeting. Okay, so our images are ready. Yeah, we're scheduled for more rolling power outages too, again. But I'm hoping that we're going to be safe. Okay, so on the long side, the landscape side, at the 7-inch side, I'm going to score at 3/4, 4 1/4, and 5. And then on the 6-inch side, I'm going to score at 2, 2 3/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. Okay, now I'm going to fold on the score lines and burnish with my bone folder. Oh, there's some questions about the next celebration. Let's just focus on the current one at the moment. That one's a long ways away. In fact, we have a new annual catalog that's coming out. I will be mailing them in April. So I'm going to work on getting my opt-in form for that on my website. there are some issues with customers' addresses on our customer manager. So I'm going to have everyone fill out my form. Okay, so here's how it looks right now. I've got the 1/2-inch strip right here. It's the only corner that has the 1/2-inch strip. Okay, so I'm going to remove this corner and cut. And then I'm going to cut here and remove all of this. Okay. Next, we're going to turn so the 1/2 inch is over on the left. We're going to cut up to the score line on each of these. I have not made a box template for this yet. I will be. It will have one, I should say. Okay, there's that side. That one is a little messy. Okay, now over here, cut. Okay, so now what we're going to do is fold this down so that we don't touch that, okay? Here's our 1/2 inch strip up here. So I'm going to cut that off there. And then cut all the way across on this one. And then cut that, okay? So here's how it looks right now. I need to trim these little tabs right here. So the reason I'm remaking it is the project that I made last week was a Valentine project. I didn't get it posted. And I had lots of people ask about the measurements and the template and everything. And I'm like, I can't post a Valentine project after Valentine's. I could, but I might get flamed. So now what I'm going to do is just post both of them on the same day. So that way I'm killing two birds with one stone. And I laugh because that's a terrible saying. There's always sayings that are not good, but I can't think of another term for it. Okay, so I'm going to set it here for a second so you can get a good look at it. That's how it looks. Maybe this would be a better view. Okay. Now, I'm going to add some adhesive. Wait, one more trim. I'm going to angle cut this. Okay, I'm going to take my adhesive and put it on that 1/2 inch strip and then fold this over. And then this is the front of our box. That makes this the front bottom. So I'm going to put adhesive on that flap. That's true, I could. You're right. Okay, so you'll recognize it from last week. Here it is. But this one's different. Okay, so I'm going to take this paper and this paper. Okay. Same thing, I need to use the detailed trio punch to round the edges. And this time I'm going to take my liquid glue. Oh, finally the printer just quit. Nope, it didn't. Why is that printer even going? It does this every time I go live. It's like somebody knows something. I haven't even printed on that thing in an hour, and it's over there. It's a fabulous printer, so it can be possessed if it wants to, but it's the strangest thing. Y'all probably can't hear it, but I can. It makes no sense of when it does its little, I don't know, cycle. Oh, it's so much quieter when it stops. Okay, now we're ready for our magnets. I shared with y'all the link last week of these magnets. I'll share them again tonight afterwards. Yeah, I'll share the link again afterwards. I can't remember the size, but I do have it wrote down. What is this? This is 1/4 by 132. Yeah. You can tie this with ribbon, but I actually prefer the magnets. They're really affordable, like super affordable. Okay. And I hope I can find my embellishments. I think we're going to have to make a project tonight without embellishments because my rhinestones disappeared. How can they disappear? I'm the only one in this room. They have. So we're just going to live without them. They're buried among something. I might look for 1 second when I get done with my bow. I'm making a double bow, and this thing has some static electricity. Oh, that's an awesome idea, Kathy. I had 2 people this weekend send me a message. Actually, one of my good friends, Paula. But I had 2 people contact me and say that they made my fabric basket this weekend and it was so much fun and they loved it. I'm like, yay, I love it. Okay, so we're just going to attach her right here to the front. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue up at the top. I really want to sew right now really bad, but I have so much work, especially with like laying in bed all week last week. Huh. I wrote a full page of my to-do list today. A full page. It's like, okay. Now we're going to add the bow right there. Also using a glue dot. Not sure why I put it up. Now for the greeting, you could put it down here. I like putting it up here. So whatever strikes your fancy or floats your boat. I'm just going to hold that there for a second and let it dry. Isn't it so cute? So here's the other one I made today. So this one says welcome for a new baby. Isn't it cute? And then this one says Easter. So whatever. Oh, look, I found them. They're right where they belong. In alphabetical order in my little system. Go figure. So now let's add a couple rhinestones. Let's see, do we want to add them to her flowers? I don't know. I think I'm not going to add any. I know. Shocker. Oh, the small pearls. That might be a good idea. Pearls instead of rhinestones. You could see my dilemma because it was like changing the, it was changing the look that I was going for. Yes, that one's much better. Just the little pearls. I don't know though. Am I going to have to do 4? We're not supposed to do these in even numbers. So a recap of the product that we used. Springtime Joy is the stamp set. We used it with the Stitched Shapes dies. And we used the Well Suited Designer Series paper. I always say that when it comes to the paper, that I actually always prefer the B side. Not always, but when you look at the paper, you know, like I like, this is okay, but I prefer this row. And then on this segment, I like this one, and this one. So yeah, but just, I don't know. This to me just said, okay, that can be baby or Easter. I did work with Granny Apple Green with the ombre, but I really like this color a lot. What did I put inside? So last week we put these Mercy chocolates. It will hold 5 of them. I think that one has some Burt's Bee. So this one will hold 3 Burt's Bees. Yeah, so Burt's Bees or chocolates. Tell you about the magnets. They're on a website called Total Elements. Total Elements, and I can just give you the link. I have the link over on my website, but I can give you the link. Yeah. York. Okay, I'm going to switch the camera around and we're going to get started. I'm going to cover some housekeeping notes. Yeah, so I'm going to switch the video around. Wow, it looks like I'm bigger today. Maybe the camera's closer. Okay, switcheroo. Here we go. Boom. And let me turn some lights on. I don't know that I've used this color before, and I call it the wrong name every time I look at it. So if I say the wrong name, I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. It is called Magenta Madness, and it is one of the new in colors. And it measures 6 by 7, and then we have a scrap. Okay, so 6 by 7 and a scrap. Then we have the True Love Designer Series paper. And this one measures 1 7/8 by 3 3/8. And this one measures 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And then we have some basic white for stamping. Yeah. So we are going to stamp first. And tonight we are using the Zany Zebras. And we're using Wild About You and this little guy right here. Okay. I've got my stamps. Okay. I need to re-ink my Memento ink pad. And then I'm going to stamp the greeting. Okay, I'm going to take my paper snips. And I'm going to fussy cut it out because he does not have a die. But that's okay. I have to say that the winter is getting to me, like really badly. It's like, yeah. We talked about this last week about the cold months, the dreary days. And I thought that we were going to get past it this year. Because I think last week I said, oh, the sun is out and I'm good. And then like a week later, it's like, oh, I take it back. I'm not. I need the sun. I'm not talking, I'm trying to, because I've already messed up, but it's okay. It's paper crafting. I'm trying to not talk too much while I cut this, because sometimes I feel like talking it distracts me. I distract myself. Yeah, I haven't posted on today was the first time I've posted on my blog in like, I don't know, a lot of days. And I noticed that until today, I had not posted a video on YouTube in the month of February. So I got some catching up to do. This new world that we live in, though, it's very different. It's almost like we need to be on social media more than our blogs. So I'm struggling with that. Okay, now he's cut out. He could be better, but like I said, I was talking. I'm going to use the classic label punch to cut this out because it makes it nice and straight. We're going to be trimming that in a little bit. Okay, so now, let's see, that's going to go over there. We'll put this over here. This measures, like I said, 6 by 7. We're going to start on the 7-inch side. I'm going to score on the landscape side, which is the 7-inch side. Some people call it the long side. It's going to get scored at 3/4, 4 1/4, and 5. Maybe I didn't say, this is the Simply Scored scoring tool. Now I'm going to turn it on the 6-inch side, and I'm going to score it at 2, 2 3/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. Okay, this is how it looks right now. Can you see that? Now we're going to do some cutting. I've got my handy dandy template right here. I can't remember what number this is, but the PDF or the template will be on the free inspiration sheet. Okay, so this is your 1/2 inch side. So if you sometimes get lost on cutting, just remember your 1/2 inch side. There's only one section that measures a 1/2 inch, and that's this section right here, and you can see it right here, okay? So we're going to remove this and remove this, and it's going to look just like that when we're done. So we're going to start on this left side. Now I normally say cut or fold on the score lines and then cut, and you can if you want to, but I'm choosing to cut this time and then fold on those score lines. Okay, so that's how it looks right now. Did I do that right? Oh gosh, I did. Yeah. Now, I'm going to cut up to each score line down here. This is the bottom, okay? And then I'm going to trim these 2 tabs. Okay. Now we're going up here to this part, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut on this score line all the way to there, which is technically the second score line, okay? Ooh, goodness gracious, that was really crooked. Wow. Okay, we'll have to make it work. You know why? It's because I'm sitting down. Okay. Now, this is supposed to be not cut, although I cut it really crooked, of all the pieces. So on this next section, we're going to trim right there on that score line. On the next section, we're going to remove it completely. And then the next one, we're going to trim on the score line. And then trim your tabs. Hopefully my box will be okay. I missed the score line by little lane swerve. A true lane swerve. Okay. Now, we want to take our detailed trio punch and round oh, we need this still. We got to do the designer series paper. So now I'm going to fold and burnish on all of those score lines. It is a beautiful color. I can't believe I've not used it. I mean, maybe I've used it, but I really don't think that I have. If I did, it's been a while. It makes a great Valentine color. Okay, so our adhesive is going to go on this 1/2 inch strip. Oh, I missed one of the score lines. Okay, now. Okay, it's going to go just like this, okay? It would look better up here if I had not cut so crooked, but it'll be okay. It'll be fine. Now we want to add adhesive to the bottom of the front. Oops. So fold your tabs in, fold that over, and there we go. Okay, so these tabs go in. Now before we close this, I'm going to give you, I just have one example tonight, but some other things will fit in there. I just didn't have time to pull them. So these, I did sneak one of these a little bit ago because I was hungry. These Mercy chocolates, you can fit 4 of them in there. You can also fit the Burt's Bees in there, okay? Goodness gracious. Telemarketer. Grr. Okay. Now we're going to add our designer series paper. So this one's going to go here. And then this one, we want the lines to line up, right? Yeah. So line it up before you attach it. So this is how it's going to work, like this. So we want to round these 2 edges. I normally mute my phone. I don't know why that came through. I don't even answer my phone anymore because all I get are telemarketer calls. So if you guys ever try to call me and I don't answer, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's just because I have to screen calls now. I never really get real people calling anymore. It's all, in fact, most people now just text me and say, can you talk? And I'll be like, yep. Or I'll say when I can talk. Okay? Isn't it sad? Like, why can't we? That's going to bother me now that I cut that. Okay. It should be illegal for them to drive us crazy. Okay. Now, we are using magnets and a glue dot to keep this closed. Did the chocolates fit sideways? I think so. Yeah, so you could actually fit a whole bunch of them in there. I was putting them like this. So yeah, if you put them like that, you could probably fit 6 of them. We'll check when we're done with the video. Just remind me. Okay, so now we're going to use a magnet to close to keep it closed. You don't have to if you don't want to. But since I have a gazillion of these things. Okay, now. Then I'm going to add another glue dot. And you could put the magnet under the paper, but I found sometimes it don't work real well when you hide it under paper. So whoever you give this to, they're not going to mind seeing a little magnet. It's not like it's on the outside of the box. Okay, there's that part. So we'll set that aside. And now we have some more cutting to do. Let me grab it really quick. It's sitting right here. We're going to cut out this mini hearts dies is what this is from. Yeah. I got the magnets. You know what? I'll have to give you the link when I sign off. I have to Google it. Not Google it. I have to search it on my own blog. Yeah, I got it from a website. They're really affordable. And you get all of these in one package. They came, you know, like folded like differently. But they just wanted, it's like a pencil. And they're easier to find like that anyway, so. Yeah, I will give you the link. They were online and they were really cheap. Okay, so for the greeting, we're going to add this down here. And I'm going to angle cut it. And put it right there. I'm just going to use my liquid glue. Then this is going to go here. So we're covering up these edges. So I'm just going to put my glue here. Okay. Hold that for a second. Yes. It's a weird name, so I have a hard time. Wait, hold on. Do I have the box right here? Okay, look. Here's the name of the company, Total Element. I'll get you the link, though. It's much easier. It's like, yeah, because look, I got some little ones, too. They're like teeny tiny. I ordered the wrong size. That's like ant size. Okay, now, we need an embellishment. We need some ribbon, and we need some bling. So, we're going to tie a bow with the Magenta Madness in color ribbon. Okay. He's going to go here. And did I pop him up? Nope, just some liquid glue. And then I'm going to add the bow with a glue dot. And then we have to add our little, what are these called? In color enamel dots. I'm cleaning up. Now be careful with these because you can pop off the little clear part. See how my Just Jade is missing the little clear part? So make sure you get your tool really under the little dot, okay? So we're going to add, I'm trying to remember where I added them. Okay, here. And here. Goodness gracious, they left me a voicemail. Maybe that wasn't a telemarketer then. I don't know. I think it was. Okay, so here it is. So you just very gently open it up and close it. Now I messed up cutting this. I cut it crooked, so it's a little cattywampus, but here's the original. And again, it opens up, and there's your chocolates. And let's see how many it will hold this way. So 2, 4, 5. You might be able to squeeze a 5th. Let's see. Wait, a 6th, I mean. No, it'll hold 5 of those. So if you get them on sale, I get mine at Walgreens. I was looking for the original box. Yeah, I get them at Walgreens. Okay, y'all take care and stay warm.